He has his own vault, everybody.
Oh yeah, the Logo Man rookie booklet. It's the entire Kentucky team. I'll be outside painting for gold at the creek. Like, I don't know what I gotta do.
Whoa, careful. Oh my.
But those were John Wall's.
These are John Wall's.
Yeah, this is just 35 years of doing this all the time and loving it.
If you're curious about PCing someone, finding the right player, finding the right team, we are going to educate, bring out your passions. So Jimmy's going to talk about some of his favorite PCs. We're going to see some of the most insane basketball cards you'll ever see, an Acuna collection, rainbows, sets. We're going to talk about set building and all these different varieties.
You're right down my fairway, baby. Let's do it.
I got him fired up. All right, you guys, it's Jay here, aka Mojo Sports, and I'm here with Kentucky Basketball Cards, aka Jimmy.
How are you doing? From Lexington, Kentucky, and owner of Roadshow Cards, and that is on Instagram and Twitter. And then on Instagram, Kentucky Basketball Cards, because that's my PC.
So you have the 1 of 5, and you own this, and she's gonna know. Do you know who owns the other one, and that's live in public?
I mean, is it you?
Darius.
Oh,
There's a guy named Darius.
Then you get into MKG, Cousins, James Young. Yeah, me too. So that's a Towns. Archie Goodwin, James Young, right? Aaron Harrison. There's a Cal and Cousins 101.
Cool.
Alex Poitras 101, PJ. But like, they're not all stars, right? It's not just John Wall, Cousins, Anthony Davis. Like, yeah, there's some of that. But Scalabissier, right? James Young, Archie Goodwin, it doesn't matter. That's their Kentucky connection with me. And I'm going to do a wall in here of all the Kentucky logo mans that I have.
Is that a game worn Jordan?
Yes, that is
Wow.
game worn and signed on the front. I'll pull it out here and show you.
Whoa, careful. Oh my. When was this worn?
98. I actually pulled it out of a Super Break box.
What?
Like 15 years ago when that was the big chase.
Were you big into these super breaks?
The first few years, yeah, I loved them. That's how I got the Kobe game worn, 2009 finals warm up, the Jordan. And then I bought that back in the day. That's the signed by Jordan blowing up rookie card.
UDA, wow.
The Acuna, Mizuno, or not Mizuno, I think Rawling bat. There was, he doesn't use it. I think he used Mizuno. That's why I said it. Signed. There was a gift from my guys out in Fresno, out in Cali. There's your 69, 70
Oh my goodness.
top set. The whole set graded. Soccer hits.
Ooh.
There you go. That's a cool one.
Oh, I love this.
Pulisic. Yeah, we haven't done much soccer
Oh
stuff.
my gosh. I'm a huge Pulisic fan, so that's cool.
So this is your 48,
Can you
49.
fly through some of those?
Boom, and look at that. You know why they call it the top of the key, right? Because the lane
Why?
used to look like a key. So when you say they're shooting from the top of the key, it's because that's what the free throw lane used to look like.
And they didn't have a 3-point line?
Oh, no.
How do you compare vintage basketball with vintage baseball?
Oh, vintage baseball rules the day.
What's the story with vintage basketball?
I just love it. I just think it's a little easier. There's not nearly as much of it, which makes it a little bit harder on collecting. But you know, some of them are the oversized ones, like the cream rookies up at the shop, the Will Chamberlain first card, 61, 62 Fleer jumps around a little bit. Like this year, Bowman did it. This year, Fleer did it. This year, Topps did it. Pre-1993, 86, 87 Fleer would be a favorite, along with 61 Fleer, which is Bill Russell, Jerry West. I love that 61, 62 Fleer, 57, 58 Topps, 86 Fleer. Those are my top.
And I'll ask you a funny question. Favorite Panini set?
I'd say that year of National Treasures that was the Logo Man, or not Logo Man, but the rookie RPAs of Cousins Wall.
2010-11.
2010-11. That would be my favorite, no doubt.
Me too.
Here's some of your 61, 62. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Do you get pretty jazzed up over vintage basketball?
Oh, I love it. That's Moses Malone rookie, Old School Johnson second year, Daryl Dawkins rookie. Because I grew up loving these guys. over here is old school boxing.
Oh.
And I just love, of course, anything 48 leaf, baseball, boxing, you name it. And I just grew up loving boxing, so even though it's not what it used to be, it's still awesome. So Jake LaMotta, that's Raging Bull that Robert De Niro played in that movie. That's his card. This is a rainbow that is slow on purpose, where I'm trying to take my time and enjoy doing this. Pick up a cool one, go for a big one. One might not surface for a while, but just enjoy the kind of journey of collecting the rainbows of the heritage stuff. And it changes every year too, because it's going by each of like the 70 tops, the 71 tops, 72 tops. So it's always kind of fun because it's getting further from his rookie year. It's getting cheaper, but it's still hard because of all like the color swaps and all these different variations, and I can just enjoy it. These are just my favorite to chase. All the Bad Down, which is that so iconic, very Memorial Day. But going after these, man, it always makes my heart sing. I'm sure there were cousins cards that just, every time you see them, even if you already got them, you're like, oh, I just love that card. I'll never, ever part with these. The Logo Man rookie booklet, and it's the entire Kentucky team that just won a national championship. I'll sell a kidney if I have to. Like I am going to get that card. And it was already graded, and a 9 on that is amazing to me.
You said you paid $5, and you said how much would you pay for it if you could have?
Oh, I'd have paid $20 for it. I'd have.
There you go.
Everything but Kathy and her wedding ring was on the table. Like, what do we need to do? I'll be outside painting for gold in the creek. Like, I don't know what I got to do. To me, that is my fandom. I've got to meet some of those guys. I now know Michael Kidd Gilchrist well, and he is a wonderful human being. Like, there's too much wrapped in that you get all this money. What are you going to get? Like, I don't need anything. I'm great. All right, so check this out. So that's your base, right? There's no difference.
Flip it. Wow.
But you could think, oh, well, they just had the color wrong that day. But there are only 5 copies. So then you're like, if it's raw, you'd be like, am I buying the right one, or was this just... And then, of course, you can look at the code and figure it out. But I love it. This was already graded, so it had already been confirmed as one of the 5. And it's kind of like this one. This was another one I bought. It was already graded. I couldn't believe it. There are only 5 of these. And that's the reverse stock, where it feels different. Like, it looks no different than a base card. So here, the back is a little smoother than the front. Like, this is the slow joy of collecting.
So, like, for example, that Acuna, like, he was injured last year. He's not injured.
Right.
So, do you pick a time to wait till he gets cheaper?
Oh,
like, is
sometimes
that like a cycle
for
that
sure.
You
like, I picked up a lot of really good ones last year. But if it's the ones like to 10 to 5, like if it pops up, I'm going to go for it. So, we started the card shop and online only now in Bogota, Colombia. I hired 2 guys that I worked with kids with because I know their heart, and that's the hardest thing when you're hiring people is their heart and authenticity. One of them was really new to cards. I brought him up to the National, and he got a black box, and he pulled a 101 Acuna.
Oh, yes.
And Acuna's actually from Venezuela, which is near Colombia. But then, and he loves basketball. He played college basketball in Colombia, and I had gone and bought him a Klay Thompson signed rookie, which he freaked out about. And then he came up to me at the National and said, I want you to have this. So a Colombian man that I met through working with kids is running our card shop in Colombia, never been to the National, gets an Acuna 101. I bought him a killer card for him. He's just getting into it, and he gives me this. Like, I don't ever want to sell it. I don't care if he wins 4 MVPs. That's why I do this.
It's priceless. I think that's why we need to have more PCs and collecting.
Yeah.
That's like the hobby. Like that's such a unselfish act to just blind trade is what we used to call it.
It is awesome.
Without even expecting anything.
So love that. It's got the Inye. That's from Inception, I believe. Old school Acuna. I love the black background. That's amazing. That's his rookie. 101 Topps Heritage. Not his rookie, but beautiful. That one I got from Santiago in a great trade when
remember that
he
trade.
visited up here.
I was here for that.
The variation, and it's autographed, and I believe it's the 10. And then some base ones. That is the regular gold that is out of 2018. Little reverse negative. Mother's Day, Father's Day. You see the Topps logo up there? It's the regular modern Topps logo. And on the vintage sock, they're $10.99. They're a little easier to find, but it's got that old school one that I've got on my homage shirt that I wear all the time because I love homage as much as some of my cousins. In terms of baseball and the way he's going now, the bat down Acuna rookie is becoming, like people know what you say when you say, oh, you got to bat down Acuna? Like people would know that. And then a Trout Acuna. For any Braves fan, that's the guy, right? Hank Aaron is the man.
As you're going through the Acunas, I do gotta ask. So before Acuna, like when you're a kid, did you have a baseball player that absolutely just, that's your guy?
Absolutely. I love Dale Murphy. I love Deion Sanders, who was a Brave for a little while. That was my dude. I love Chipper Jones.
I had firsthand experience with this, and I actually hear this a lot. A lot of older people couldn't afford that PC card when they're a kid, and then they buy it when they're like 30 or 40. So, like, to the kids out there that have to kind of PC on a budget, what advice would you give them?
It's okay. First of all, that feeling, I started collecting the 1953 Topps set when I was 11. Because I read a book about Satchel Paige, and I wanted a Satchel Paige card, and it was like, oh, I'll have to sell my kidney, right? It's not even just when you're a kid. I was a teacher. I couldn't afford that stuff on a teacher's salary forever. And then I went into this, and I made more money in banking and different careers. And that feeling when you get it later is actually better than if I got it then.
You know about Jimmy's set.
Yes, and
Kathy,
so it.
Woman the Hobby.
Yes, it took Jimmy. I think he was what? We were living in the mountains, so
Yep.
he started collecting that same set when he was 11, and he finished it when he was 43.
At the National, and when I got down to the end, I saved the Mickey Mantle and then the Satchel Paige, that one card that drove the whole desire for last. And I was like, I could have gotten it earlier and bought it online or something, but I went to the National. I was like, I'm going to finish it here. And I didn't own a shop or anything like that. And I was like, I want to buy it from like good folks that I dig and like have interaction. And I found a wonderful family-owned hobby shop in Indiana at the National, and I bought the mantle and the page. It's almost a little sad when you finish it and you pick the next set right away, much to her chagrin. But then that led to us doing a set together.
Yeah.
The 2011 National Treasures football, because she loves football.
And we wanted to get the AJ Green was the Bengals' #1 pick, and then Andy Dalton, and that's kind of why we decided on that.
Because we're big
set.
Bengals fans. We got engaged on the field at Paul Brown Stadium where the Bengals play. It was empty. It wasn't in front of everybody.
Yeah.
But we got engaged on the field and decided, oh, let's collect our favorite Bengals. And then it was like, well, let's do that whole set together. And then she would be at the show looking, and I would be at the show looking, and we would kind of pick and choose when we got what we wanted.
Now, I always love sports, but as far as collecting goes, just seeing him so excited about the cards, I already knew the players, and so when he would open, I would get very excited about the players I liked. And then I was like, hey, wait a minute, I want to start opening some. And that gets a little addictive.
Whoa, 14 out of 15 and 4 out of 15. That's the crown, too. I have that game used jersey.
Gold.
So, like, for example, okay, you PC'd Vanderbilt, and, like, that, now that you say he's pretty good, you still probably wouldn't sell that black gold, would you?
Probably not, but sometimes with some of these, I'll get 1 or 2 of them. But, like, not the black gold, 3 or 5. But I'll go, like, Vanderbilt was not expensive, right? But I actually went and saw him play in the Jordan Brand Classic. He's a Kentucky guy, so I'll go pick up a whole bunch of Kentucky guys. These are game
Oh my
shorts.
goodness. Is this UCLA?
That's UCLA.
Okay.
This is actually from a friend of mine that played at Ole Miss. And he knew I love game shorts, and he gave me a pair of his old Ole Miss shorts.
This is wild. It's like Christmas.
So this is from a game they actually wore gray. Very rare, game worn. Put these up with the jersey that I've got, but those were John Wall's.
These are John Wall's.
Yeah, look.
Number
On the
11.
inside, number 11.
Wow.
So I've got the jersey, and I'll eventually, once we finish getting moved in here, do the full jersey. I got a pair of his shoes, and we'll do like a mannequin, make it cool. I love this one. Yes, that's what I was gonna. So this is from
Space
one
shorts.
game, and they did a throwback game. This was in like 2003 or 4 against Michigan State, and they made it so the uniforms, they tried to mirror a little bit of like 1930s or 40s. So they had the belt.
What the heck
Isn't that wild?
is that?
So these are super heavy. They're gamers. You couldn't buy this kind of quality stuff in the stores. But yeah, and I've got the jersey for that too. But like, that's old school. How about that?
Is that who I think it is? Oh my gosh. Is that
Jamal
game
Murray?
used?
I don't know if it's gamer or not.
Oh,
No,
it's not, but it's a pro cut.
Pro cut signed Jamal Murray when he came back into town. There is your
Willie.
boy,
Yeah.
Willie.
Probably game used.
That is Chuck.
Look at that. Yep, there it is. Right there.
See, look, to Jam best wishes, because I was his academic counselor when he was at Kentucky.
And he handed this to you.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? Kathy went and I went and saw him play in Charlotte. This is Shagari Aline, and I think he was 7'6".
What?
He was on the Globetrotters for a while, but this thing looked like a prom dress on me. Like, it is so. He is so huge. I shook his hand once, and I felt like a Muppet. I was like, "Hello, hello, Mr. Shagari."
Oh,
Yeah.
Randall Cobb, he was from Kentucky.
Kentucky boy, we love Cobb, so that's not a gamer. I do have a PJ gamer.
And he was in the shop.
He was in the shop. He helped us open the shop, and I bought that from the Hornets and got that. But I love it's the throwback,
Yeah, sick.
which I love. That's
These
the real.
materials, man. Jordan brand.
That is Kathy Mahan.
That's your jersey?
That's
That's
my
her
high
jersey.
school
Wait,
jersey.
let me see. Tell me about this
That's
jersey.
high school jersey. Actually won 2 state titles wearing this jersey.
Ooh.
Best jersey in here. Oscar said he was going to give me a game jersey. And I've asked this question to my guys at the shop and other people. And I'm like, okay. He said you can pick whatever one you want. So do you pick the coolest looking jersey? They're all game worn. Or do you pick a game that you were at? Or do you pick a game, maybe you weren't there, but like he crushed it and it was like, there's one game this year he had 37 points and 24 rebounds.
Wow.
Okay,
Tough.
I think that's tough. Where like the black jersey's cool, and you never see Kentucky wear that. And it's like, who do you get that, or do you go? I think I'm gonna pick. It's just the regular home white, but Kathy and I went to the game. He had 37 and 24 against George, and it's like, oh, we were there for it. It's awesome. But I don't know. It's like, oh man, it'll never leave. It'll stay here forever. I don't know.
Does he know that you're having a tough time with this decision?
Sort of, but I don't know if he really cares so much. He's like, I got 15 jerseys. Whatever,
my
man. Pick what
God.
you want.
Yeah, Lexington.
Yeah.
Is that a game used?
No, it's just a regular one, but he came in the shop and signed it, and it was awesome.
What a nice autograph he has.
It really is.
Jeez.
And he played Little League ball 2 blocks from here. You
like
like
women's
women's soccer, right?
I do. Just
The sign up so
very
forward.
casual. Do you want this?
You should. You should
Nice
have it.
casual gift.
That's the
Okay.
thing.
Wow, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not
Just
putting a
in time
dent
for the World Cup.
in my stuff. Sitting here in the closet. You should take it. And
Can I
put
wear
up.
it?
Of course.
All right, you got
Yeah.
some absolute madness in here.
I actually remember buying this. I got that at the buzzer when they came back and beat Golden State online. I bought that for $2,000, and
This you bought for 2K.
I did. I absolutely remember it like it was last night.
What do you think it's worth now?
I have no idea. It's funny because I don't really look it up once I get it. There might be a day where it just makes sense, but that's your SP dual signatures LeBron Jordan, but that's the LeBron rookie.
Wow.
So who knows what that goes for, right? Like that's there can't be a lot of those, and it's on card, right?
Yeah.
On card Jordan LeBron rookie. You love that one, I know.
I cannot. All right. AG, hurry, lock the doors.
What? What's
Freak out.
happening?
Look at that.
Oh, jeez.
It's pretty crazy.
It is.
Nice.
For you.
That thing's a daddy. This stuff, it was like, okay, exquisite, LeBron, right? And then I got them and I had them raw, and then I got some graded. Obviously, that's tough. And 2 of these came back 9.5, which is nuts.
Oh my gosh.
Which that's crazy. That came back a 9, and that's a sick Jordan exquisite. And you always kind of, if you're a basketball card collector, which I am, obviously, it's can we get some really good exquisites to have in the collection at some point? And I did not expect. I had them for 5 or 6 years before I even graded them.
Black Gold LeBron James 2018. Like a card like this, would you consider moving it?
Yeah, that it was a fun part of the trip, but I've got other great cards that I think are more important to me. That I got a long time ago. I should probably grade that. So along with different, actually, I should probably grade this LeBron rookie. And then I remember I bought this at the Raleigh show. I think I got that for $2,000 or $2,500, but it was not above 30. I know that back in the day.
I gotta go.
I think that's really cool because that's a buyback, on-card autograph buyback, and I got the little card in there for it. And it was a buyback the year after that card came out, so it's still a really old LeBron.
Oh.
I pulled that from a pack. Jordan, LeBron, Bird, Magic, that's basically my childhood.
I love this patch, the S.
Yes. I got this one. I remember this is more recent.
This guy.
It's a 910, but it's I got that at the Boston show at Fenway with Costa's show, which I love Costa. And I got this the night before I went and saw the Celtics Bucks Game 7 a year ago.
Wow.
And Giannis versus Tatum. And I
And
got
he
a
won his
Tatum.
first championship that year.
That's right. And then Jordan, Irving, Bird, Magic, 3 of 5, 9, 5, 10. I got that actually from RBI. My dudes, I love RBI so much. Before the boom, I did the whole 86, 87 Fleer set, BGS 9 or better. So I've got that, which that was a hard chase.
If someone could own a Jordan autograph or a Jordan rookie, what would you tell them what do you think's better?
Man, that's tough. It's like, what's the goal? Is it to flip it? Ooh, that's tough. I think I would go with the auto just because there's so many Jordan rookies. It depends on the grade too. If the goal, see, that takes you down a whole nother path. What's the grade? How long are you going to hold it? I'm trying to make money off this. That becomes a different thing.
What about as a collector then?
As a collector, that's just the iconic card, right? Like, that's the thing. It really comes down to personal preference. I remember we got this out of a Super Break box. Then my man Brian Fillmore opened for me, and we now work together, Roadshow. But that was the first card he pulled for me before I knew him. And it's got a little crack in the case, but it was 9, 5, 10, KG, LeBron, and Jordan. That's part of my Fleer set. I did the sticker set down there above in PSA. Some Currys. I bought this whole set off eBay raw for $500.
Are you kidding me?
And then graded them. And Jordan, I think the worst grade I got was a 9. I got that whole set and the 57 throwbacks, and which is great for me because I did every set from 1993 Topps Finest back to 48 Bowman, and that's in the other vault here. Jordan, Irving, Kobe, LeBron.
Oh, that's sick.
And that is numbered to 10.
Those are cards you don't see every day.
That is a game-worn piece of his Phoenix All-Star Game jersey. That's why it's teal.
Wow.
So, jersey number 23-25, game-worn All-Star Game.
What do you look for, like, as we're going through these cards, what
Yeah.
do you look for, like, what is the right card if you're looking for, like, that GOAT card or that big card? What is, like, some of the things I go off is on card,
Yep.
auto.
On card.
I mean, that's a hint. Like, what else do you...
To me, numbered, on card, and if you can afford it, of course, it depends on the grade, but graded because then you know it's authentic. I don't know why this one got graded so bad, but this is pretty awesome because LeBron, I love shoes, and that is number 23.
Wow.
Pulled that out of a pack. I love that year of National Treasures. Little Zion, and that's actually the 5. I pulled that out of a Black Friday pack, which is just crazy. I remember that. Some original Steph stuff.
Would you liquidate some of these higher end or even mid end to your shops now?
Absolutely, and I already did. I have some Steph Currys that I wasn't emotionally attached to them to put in the shops from some graded rookies that are pretty good. I did that with New York. I had a really nice Jackie Robinson that I sent to New York. Some really good Yankees, some Judges I sent up there. So that's not a problem. To me, it's more about the emotional attachment. I'm not looking to keep everything, but if it's got an emotional attachment, I'm good. I've got enough that I can sell the fun stuff if I need to and give them to the shops and not have to pay to go stock all the shops, as you'll see in the back. That's an awesome Jamar Chase 101 MKG. That was always a big one. I could never afford his Flawless back in 2012, so I later got that. I think I got it from Andy actually at Indy Card Exchange, and got to know him later, and we sponsor his foundation that he does on stuttering. Chipper and Jeter, I don't really care the grade. Like, and you can find this card. I don't know what it's numbered out of, but it's really cool. And grew up rooting for him, and in the pandemic I got to do a Zoom with him, and recently it's coming out, but I got to do a Zoom with Jeter and do a trade. There's your Kentucky Fox and Monk, both on the Kings, both killing it, right? That's your squad. That was the first year they really started doing Kentucky cards in a big way, so I was going after all the variations and different pictures of Booker.
You can ask Michael Jordan one question. What are you going to ask him?
What's the truly one guy that he couldn't figure out?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think I would ask that. But I asked LeBron somehow get to a point of the pressure of being compared to Jordan all the time. Like, what did that really, did it drive you at all? Did it mean anything at all? Again, I'm getting truthful answers from him. That would be the key. What is it, if it's not championships, that really pushes you at this age?
Why do you choose not to vault them or safety deposit or something like that?
It's a great question. Well, one, I went and built the vault. It's as good as a
Oh wait, this is the vault.
Right.
He has his own vault. Why
Right.
does he need a vault?
Right. Absolutely did that, and the security in here is crazy. You know, you hear about people coming in through the roof and stuff. I've had friends that were robbed that way, but like if you walk across our roof, the police come. Right? Just the noise. But to me, it's for stuff like this, right? I can't pull out my cousins and show them to you and maybe give something to you if it's not here. And I want to touch it. I want to feel it. I don't just want to look at a picture of it in that. It doesn't mean that that's not good and fine for some people. With so many visitors coming in and the way the shop's built, it's supposed to be an experience. That's the goal. Create the experience. Well, the experience is better when I can come in here and take them and be like, check out my cousins, dude, and hand them to you. That was on E-Pack, which I love when they redo the old Exquisite. And I got the Alex Morgan Exquisite Patch Auto, which I love, as we talked about with Kathy and her relationship with women's soccer. Camo Alex Morgan. That's from the old National VIP party. I love that. That's Pulisic to 5. Had that forever. And then, who doesn't love Outcast? I mean,
What?
come on.
Let me see that.
Look at that.
That's sick. Big boy. I didn't even know you had autos.
It's so fresh and so clean.
That's
Let's
your ring.
go. That's my style. I'm in Southern rap. Let's go. Well, Outcast. Just because I'm a redneck doesn't mean I don't listen to Outcast. Come on.
We are entering the largest collection sets PC I've ever seen.
This is just 35 years of doing this all the time and loving it. Numbered cards, the
Parallels.
variation, parallels, all that. But I went through and I would do a base set, and this is where we found like 7 Mahomes silver rookies, like 10 McCaffrey rookies, like,
And then you would sell.
and
those
I
to
would
grade
sell
those.
the one. I keep one that I wanted, and then sell the rest.
So you're gonna sell sets, and then when you need to, and let's just say in 10 years,
That's right.
Oscar's won his 3rd or 4th championship.
Yes.
You'll have all those cards already.
It happened already with Curry. When he blew up, I came back and I was able to just pick all this because his base cards were going nuts and all that. And I could just pull them all out and be like, got him. Tyler Boyd blows up, right?
And he's been playing well. It's a good PC. That's a good PC to have, right?
Right? And there you go. I just reached in and grabbed.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
So I collect Bengals in Kentucky, of course, and Braves. So I magged all my Tyler Boyds. I got 101s and NTs in here. And oh, look, here's another.
Oh my. And it's all just because you PC him.
Yeah, because he's a Bengal. Like, I can't do this with the Rams and other guys. But, like, there you go. Immaculates.
And these were like, dude, these were probably like, I don't know.
They weren't
$10,
that.
$5.
Yeah, right. And
This is ridiculous.
back then, the mags probably were more expensive than the actual. Right? And I could go collect really cool Tyler Boyds.
Oh, Nike Vapor.
These. are both 101s.
So people watching this might freak out. They're like, Jimmy, you said you PC someone. Why would you sell? How do you differentiate that?
Well, usually, like, I'm not looking to move my 101s because I got those with Kathy. We go to the games, do different things like that. If I've got a few
You have
of
10,
those,
like 10 or 20 of these.
yeah, that's fine. That's no big deal. But like, to me, it's about doubles. And when I'm picking these up for $10 back in the day, it wasn't like I'm making a huge investment. You know, there's only so many E's in the word rookie because that's what that was on the back of the jersey that they cut up. It's not game worn because it said rookie. I got 2 of them. I'm not pressed to do it. I was at times in my life. You have to let go of stuff you didn't want to let go of. But now I'm in a place where I can take my time. So I will. I always tell my guys, panic slowly. Panic slowly. Which basically saying don't freak out, you know. Yeah. So I'll say, let's sit down. We got a lot of smart guys in the room. Let's figure out the best path forward.
That's a life lesson, and it's crazy how many life lessons come from collecting sports cards.
Oh my gosh, all the time.
It's crazy. So to the kid that can't find the PC, what do you tell them?
If this all went to $0, would I keep it? And I would. MKG, number 2 pick in the draft. That is a beautiful card to me because it's his 101.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know it was a 101.
Like this guy, Tyler Eulis. He's now a coach at Kentucky, but he was pretty good, decent for a couple years. But he was a SEC Player of the Year, amazing. I love that I'm going to be able to put those up. PC has to be something that if it goes to 0, do you still love it?
And you love Kentucky, so obviously you pick Kentucky.
That's right. Atlanta is 6 hours from here. Cincinnati is an hour from here. You'd think I'd be a Reds fan, but I had great memories of visiting my aunt, going to games there. That became my love. And the excitement as a kid doing that and then seeing them on TV made the Braves my team. Right? What's the path that makes that personal? I mean, that is the first word in PC, personal collection. Find your niche. That's the beauty of cards. Emphasize the personal and personal. It can't come from your friends or social media. It's just got to be, what do you love?
The struggle is, I'm not going to make any money out of this.
That's right.
And our hobby is funneled in with a lot of people that want to make money, but this is something that I think is missing. But if a young person wants to, quote unquote, sell their cards, I mean, do you think it'd be wise to divide some of that back into flipping and then some of it back into collecting?
Sure, I would flip to do that all the time, but like, it's still a process, right? Like, I might say, I'm getting all these Oscar cards because I love Oscar, he's my friend, I'm going to keep them. And then I'm going to buy some extra because I know that in this region, in Kentucky, I can sell a Player of the Year's cards at any point in time, right? So then now I got to make sure I don't pay too much for them. So what happens with guys that were similar to that after a certain amount of time? They were really good. Like, what does AD sell for now? He's a former Player of the Year, but he was a champion. Oscar went. Like, you got to go through the steps. And it doesn't take as long as people, they just get lazy and don't want to do it. But, like, you can do that and make really good decisions.
We just got a lesson from Professor, Principal, I know you were both, Jimmy. I love your outlook on the hobby, but outlook on life. I mean, the chance to educate and inspire is something that just, it's priceless.
It lasts, right? It lasts. Long after I'm gone, long after everybody's gone in our generation of the hobby, it can last. And it's like I always say, we're the lowest common denominators in life. To me, it's God and the human heart. So let's play in that sandbox, and this is our vehicle, what a wonderful vehicle it is.
If you have one last piece of advice to the young collectors, the old collectors, the true collectors at heart to form that PC, what would you tell them?
I would say make sure you do what you love and collect what you love and love what you collect. It's both. And to me, that's not always cash driven. You got to be smart, and I would say take your time. Be smart about it. But to the young collectors, I would say listen to the old collectors because they're going to impart some wisdom. And to the old collectors, make sure that you're imparting that wisdom to the next generation, because that we can do this until we're 80, but 90, 100 years old. You want good trade partners, treat them right, teach the young ones how to do this well, and you'll take care of each other.
If you guys enjoyed this, like the video, comment down below, don't forget to subscribe. If you're ever in Lexington, Kentucky, come see Jimmy at the Kentucky Roadshow. Go follow him on Instagram, Kentucky Basketball Cards, aka Roadshow Cards, and he has 4 shops So you got to check them all out. We'll put the links down below. Kathy, thanks for being here. AG, thank you. Bye, guys.
See y'all.